Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, but before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask everybody out there that has been watching the overall price charts, looking at the overall moves in the market, how do you guys feel about the overall price moves in the market? Comment down below in the comments, and also smash that like button if you guys have been liking the green so far in 2023. Also, for those out there that are not subscribed to the channel, over 50% of you are not, which is absolutely crazy. Definitely by the end of this video, if you did learn something new, find something interesting, whatever the case may be, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So with all of that in mind, so we've been focused on quite a bit of price action in this market. There is a few assets that are outperforming others right now. It's pretty crazy, but there's not a lot of red in the market right now. We've been focused on a few things happening around this market, mainly looking at the price action, mainly looking at resistance and seeing where things could possibly have a pullback at, and we have smashed through almost every single major one. Now, one thing that I would like to note and one thing that I would like to make everyone aware of is, yes, these moves are incredible to see, but it's also time to be a little bit more cautious. And I've been saying this over the last couple of days as well. You know, we welcome this price action. We have been preparing for this price action. We are, hedged 50-50 basically. I'm about 60-40 right now on a lot of my positions. So when we really kind of look at this market and we look at things happening, we have been preparing for this. This is also why I said buying the dip during the summertime all the way leading up to this price action, it has been an incredible opportunity. Now, as we look at the 7-day span, there is incredible moves happening, over 100 plus gains. Solana being up 60, almost 7% in the 7-day span. On the 24-hour span, up 35%. And we are seeing breaks across the board on the 24-hour span, actually, which is insane to see. XRP hasn't been doing incredible, but we started to see a break above 40 cents. We will get to that here in a second, really kind of address it. But we do see over here from Credible Crypto, what a gorgeous move over the last couple weeks on Bitcoin. We are now at the make it or break it level, break 21.5k, and it's on. Reject here, and we may get one final swing down, higher low in my opinion, before the real rally begins. Almost time. And yes, we are very, very close. I want you all to understand just how close we are, because look at where we are, right? So this is breaking 21.5k. He posted this a little bit earlier today, at about roughly 4:46 p.m. When we look at where Bitcoin is now, we are well above this area. In fact, when we actually look at the price chart over here, we do see Bitcoin sitting at about roughly 20.9k, almost 21k. We headed up to about like 21.3k. Now, I do have a few levels up here that we are watching. First off, I'm looking at the previous high that we recently made, which is at like 21.4k. It's actually a little bit higher. It's at 21.5k exact. So we're watching this closely, and this is on the 12-hour span. If we go and look at like the 5-day span to have a little bit more of a macro, we are starting to see some volume here. The only issue is that on the lower time frames, we are overcooked on the RSI, but we are very, very close to that point where we've seen us kind of reject and come back down to about like 15.5k as we've recently seen. So we are watching these indicators closely. We're watching things to see if we are going to see a major pullback or not. What I have been looking at with XRP, though, is the big breakout. I mean, check out this breakout point that we recently just broke above on the 12-hour. So, like, when we look at the 12-hour, first off, I have been looking at RSI, right? RSI is overcooked on a lot of assets. XRP is one of them. But one thing that I would love to know is where we are at currently. Right, we are above the 212-hour EMA, which is this blue line. It's been the first time that we've been above it since going all the way back to November of 2022, which was recently. We ended up breaking out above it back in September before we ended up going to about like 56 cents. This may be the move that allows us to break back up to that area and retest. One thing that I would like to note, though, is that we are really against some major resistance here, so we need to continue to see volume pour in. I do have the volume oscillator down here. We are still seeing some green on the 3-day span in terms of volume, so volume doesn't look like it's going to be a big problem here. Let me check out the 5-day. So the 5-day is giving us a little bit of a different picture. We are still seeing negative volume flow on the 5-day span. I will be watching these EMAs a little bit more on the 5-day span at about like roughly 40, almost 5 cents, and about like 54 cents. But overall, what we have been addressing for a while on XRP is 32 cents. So I do have a few levels that I'm watching for on XRP. First off, if we lose 32 cents in a significant way and we start to see volume continue to diminish and sell volume continue to heighten, then I'm looking at a few levels to be buying XRP at. One of them is 22 cents. So it's roughly around like it's like 21 almost, and it's between 21 to about like 27 cents. Any buys down in this range, in my opinion, are going to be incredible opportunities. Now, will we see these, right? That's the big question. Like everyone's always like, okay, well, when can we expect these? Honestly, it's hard to say. With how this market is reacting to this recent move, we have to make sure that Bitcoin continues to have this continuation up above 21.5K, and even then, we're not out of the water. We really need to break out of 25K and start to create a new high scenario well above the August timeframe and start to pump back into like the 30K plus region, which is a major supply zone. But we are watching this major breakout across the board because this is something special. Now, mind you, there still is some negative price action catalysts that are forming. One of them was actually posted by Mike Alfred. This is going back to the 12th, so about 2 days ago. And we do see the DOJ is preparing criminal indictments against Binance. Nexo was raided by 300 police officers this morning. Gemini and Genesis were sued by the SEC a few minutes ago. Metropolitan Bank pulled support for Crypto.com this week, and people are celebrating a pump for ants. And I do think that it calls for concern around one individual saying like, okay, we shouldn't be celebrating this. First off, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We are celebrating this. We are from the lows back in the summertime on XRP up, and I know that this is not going to be a significant percentage because a lot of people think that like this isn't a significant percentage, but we're up about 40.77%. Just to give you guys a quick insight on Bitcoin recently, we are up about 36% on Bitcoin. So as we really kind of look at this market, listen, I'm very excited about this. We are seeing breaks across the board, well above the double-digit figures and even into the triple-digit figures on the 7-day span. So why should we not be celebrating this price move? Yes, there still is negativity, around like some price action. We could see some catalysts play into, some price downward pressure. But that's why we have our buy zones set up. That's why we have our buy targets in mind. And that's why we are preparing for either way. But in my opinion, if this is going to be the start of the bull, we are going to be looking at some incredible opportunities going forward. I mean, like, listen, this is going to be incredible wealth creation. We've been focused on a lot of them. Bitcoin was 77.91% down from the all-time high to the bottom here. On XRP, down about 85.45%. So when we look at a lot of these altcoins, they were severely oversold. Bitcoin itself oversold. And yeah, I mean, for the last, I want to say, how long was this range? So for the last roughly, even leading up to this pump on XRP, we had about 210 days of solid price action to be an accumulator leading up to the next major move. And do I think that this is going to be the start of the bull run? It's questionable, right? We have to still break some levels. So there's still a few targets in mind to break out. For those out there that are, wondering, should I FOMO in right now? I would wait to see if we get a pullback. But again, there's the risk that you might miss out on further upside continuation. I have been focused on the 60-cent range, just to give you guys a quick insight on why I have been focused on that range for a while. Let me go back to the all-time high, and let me clear up some of the stuff on the chart. I know that it could be a little bit confusing to look at. So here we have the topping point, the previous high, and we're going off the macro bottom of the March of 2020 low. So right? We're at the 382. This is a significant break point for XRP. If we can get a breakout here, this is going to be big because the next target is 61 cents. And you can see why these fib levels are very important. We bounced off of it back here in March of 2022 before rejecting massively down to about like 28 cents. So we're focused on positive price action, but we're also focused on things that could allow for assets like XRP to break down as well. So right now, what I want everyone to make sure that they are paying attention to is not so much what we're reading on Twitter. Like, listen, this stuff, it's more so, okay, well, what negatively can impact the price right now of crypto? Yeah, sure, it's very easy to read into this and say, okay, yeah, a big, massive drop is coming. But also, what I want you all to understand is the levels in which Bitcoin will need to reclaim in order for us to go on to a massive bull run. And we are so close. Mind you, we are very close. Are we expecting this to happen all at once? Not necessarily. Listen, this is a 5-day candle. This 5-day engulfing candle is up right now from the bottom to the top of it, 23%. So what I would like to see is a nice pullback. It doesn't have to be a massive pullback either. What I would like to see is a major pullback somewhere between roughly like 19K, possibly even retesting, a higher low, very similar to what Credible Crypto is saying here, maybe like 17.6K, and then having that higher continuation breaking up above. And this should be welcomed by anybody out there that wants to accumulate a lot more tokens on the low, because this will allow for altcoins to drop severely in value, allowing you to be a big buyer at those lows and getting prepared for what's coming and what's inevitable, which is, yes, the bull run being back on. I do believe that 2023 is going to be an incredible year, and I do think that this price action lately has been a big indicator of that. We have been focused on the green. I mean, like when we go over here to Coin 360, this is something special. We are seeing a ton of green in the market with slight red here and there, but for the most part, you guys can see it. And even if we change the view, right? Let's change the view to the list. Look at how crazy this list looks. I mean, when we look at the change on the 24-hour span, some of these altcoins are going crazy. Some of them are meme tokens. But when we actually look at the legit ones, we are seeing a lot of like the metaverse tokens going absolutely parabolic. We're seeing some breaks across the board. Again, I want you all to understand just how big of an opportunity we all have in front of us leading in to the next couple months of this year. So definitely stay vigilant. Make sure that you are remaining cautious on the price action for that pullback. If we don't see it, we have been prepared. You should have been prepared for a while for this price action. Even going back to the summertime lows, back here was a key time frame to be accumulating. I said it many times on this channel as well that, hey, if we're going to be buying the dip back here, we should be all prepared for what happens up here when we finally break out into price discovery. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm on free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.